My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Talk to me, I need to hear you need me like I need you. Fall for me, I wanna know you feel how I feel for you, love. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. My loss made me feel like I would never try again. But when I saw you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. If you treat me right, baby, I'll give you everything. Before you, baby, I was numb, trying to pay by pouring up, speeding fast on the run, never wanna get caught up. Now you the one that I'm calling, swore that I never forget. Don't think I'm just talking, I think I might go all in. No exceptions, girl, I need ya. Everything. Talk to me, I need to hear you need me like I need you. Fall for me, I wanna know you feel how I feel for you, love. Out of my mind, cause I can't get enough. Only one that I give my time. She got me like, baby, I'll give you everything. Talk to me, I need to hear you need me like I need you. Fall for me, I wanna know you feel how I feel.
Black leather gloves, no sequin. Buckles on the jacket, it's Alicia. Nike crossbody, got a piece. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how to get it. Go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't think this one slide.
Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying dance, but it's really something. Can't let this one slide.
If you wanna dance with me, no, I can dance, I might have dance. I can give you something. It's a dirty in the trap.
Baby, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I can dance, I might have dance. I can give you satisfaction.
And you know we're out here every day with it. I'ma show you how to get it. Go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide.
I'ma show you how to get it. Go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Can't let this one slide. Right foot up, I can dance slide. Right foot slide, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way we bout to slide. Shooters on my brother's black book, yeah. Better left for wrongs, I can love or not, maybe not. I don't know what's wrong with me, I can't stop, oh, yeah. Don't stop, oh, yeah. Never stop. Got so many ups, I be mistaken, also other ops. Got so many people that I love out of trouble spots. Other than the family, I gotta see the
You or me, that's just how I think it's either you or me. This life got too deep for you, baby. 2 or 3 of us about to creep where they stayin'. Black leather gloves, no sequin. Buckles on the jacket, it's Alicia. Nike crossbody, got a piece in it. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit.
I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. We say I'm saying either way we better slide. Can't let this one slide.
for some time. Can't stop staring at those ocean eyes. Burning cities and napalm skies. 15 flares inside those ocean eyes. Your ocean eyes, so fair. You really know how to make me cry when you give me those ocean eyes. I'm scared. I've never fallen from quite this hard. I'm falling into your ocean eyes. Those ocean eyes. I've been walking through a world gone blind. Can't stop thinking of your diamond mind. Careful creature made friends with time. You left her lonely with a diamond mind. And those ocean eyes, so fair. You really know how to make me cry when you give me those ocean eyes. I'm scared. I've never fallen from quite this hard. I'm falling into your ocean eyes. Those ocean eyes. I've been watching you for some time. Can't stop staring at those ocean eyes.
I go in my fumes. Shift from my mind up with ideas. I'm the highest in the room. Hope I make it out of here. She see my eyes, she know I'm gone. I see some things that you might feel.
Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Motive Racing YouTube channel. We're here for a special event this evening. We're at Mount Panorama, otherwise known as Bathurst, the famous Mount Panorama in Australia, famous for holding the Bathurst 1000, as well as being one of the landmark places in Australian motorsport. Motive Racing racing the V8 supercars around here, as I said just now, and it's going to be a great night of racing here. I'm absolutely certain of that. These cars are very, very tricky beasts on project cars too. One of our own, the only G, she holds world records in these cars around quite a few tracks on this game. Unfortunately, not with us for this particular event. It would have been a bit unfair if he'd been out on track, because he would have been way too fast for everyone else. But nevertheless, I'm sure we're going to have a great evening of racing tonight. Can't wait for the action to get going, as we're currently watching Smithy here, who's the man who's put all this together, the man, the myth, the legend, the one who created this event tonight. So we're expecting him to probably be one of the fastest guys out there, I imagine. He will be, I'm sure, very much ready for this, and looking to impress here live on YouTube tonight. We've also got a lot of fast guys in here. Andy Lasagne, looks like he's on provisional pole position. He's done a 1 minute 59.4. That is an absolutely blinding lap time there from Andy. It's got the same first name as myself, so I'm a little bit jealous to see that there's another Andy showing everyone how it's done. But we're seeing some comments coming in. One from Henry Peters saying, "Go on, Tim," voicing his support for Timanowski, who's currently yet to settle up P11 on the timing boards there. You can see on the left-hand side. Also, Patrick is saying, "Go on, Andy Lasagne." Well, at the moment, Patrick's getting his wish, because Andy Lasagne showing everyone the way for the time being. But we've got lots and lots of guys out tonight. We've got Mr. Simon Blair, otherwise known as the Mutts Nuts. We've got Nathan Rutter. Also, Chris Pissock out there on track tonight, who was very unlucky not to get a podium last night in the GT3 Superliga Elite Tier at Kota. We've also got guests on the track. Grandad Steve's in the pits. Faz Valgas there. Looks like he's just coming up the hill towards turn 2. We got Ollie Marr on the track as well. Just mentioned, got Drifter also. Smithy, as we mentioned. We got Rags out there as well, driving in his home race tonight. So we're expecting big things from Rags. I'm sure he will be looking to impress in front of his home crowd. Obviously, so there's lots of Aussies in the grandstands. Going to be, well, not grandstands because we're at Bathurst, but you know, the campsites, and there are a couple of grandstands actually on the, yeah, you see next to the chat. So there are a couple of grandstands around Bathurst. So Rags is looking to, lots of Aussies jumping up and down and getting behind him here. And we've also got Carcado as well, driving in his home race. We've got Prof Craig's in 13th at the moment. Apex Riders out there. Good to have him on the track. We saw him last on the track in GT5 Genetic Cup Tier 2 at Donington Park on Friday night, where him and Nathan Rutter had a great last lap battle. In the end, unfortunately, Apex Rider lost the race in that little instance, but he's out on track tonight, looking to bounce back at Park on the final lap at Donington Park. We've got Smoky Devil also out on track tonight, and Motor Morgan. Great to have him out here as well. Still yet to set a lap time, but I've seen this guy in the V8 supercars around this track before, and he is one to be reckoned with. I tell you that for free. He is one of the, well, I mean, commentators curse there, you know. I'm beating him up, and he just, oh, Morgan. Anyway, Andy Lasagne, the current top of the timing sheet, 3.5 seconds clear of everybody else in this qualifying session. He really is the class of the field at the moment. Hopefully these boys start to get their act together and start putting in some lap times, but it's going to be difficult. Obviously, that at the top is quite substantial at the moment. It's a hard track to get a clean lap in Bathurst. It's very, very easy to get your lap time invalidated, or you know, too much contact with the wall, and that's it. Boom, you're done for. So it's definitely going to be tricky for these boys tonight, but I'm sure that they're up to the challenge and up to the task here. Anybody can do it. It's the Motive Racing guys here. We've got some comments from Patrick saying, "Hey from Germany." Hello, welcome along, Patrick. Also from Germany is our GT3 Super League Elite Tier Championship leader, Thorsten Borchardt, who, if you guys missed it yesterday, be sure to check that out on our channel, the GT3 Super League coverage from last night at the Circuit of Americas. It was a fantastic couple of races in the sprint and feature races, and it was Thorsten who took the win. He did the double actually, and he's now leading that championship. 10 points covers the top 3 in our GT3 Super League, so be sure to tune in for that. At this track actually next week, the finale is next Saturday at 5 PM BST, that's UK time, and it's going to be at Bathurst in the GT3, so be sure to tune in for that one coming up in 6 days time. Let's have a look, see. Nathan Rutt has moved up into P3 at the moment. He's looks like he's got a bit of traffic up ahead of him. See, they've that getting well into the wall there, giving it a hefty whack. We've got somebody else in the chat saying, "Oh, Simon." So Simon's got some fans here. Who's Simon? Not quite sure who Simon is. You could let us know who Simon is in the comments section, because I don't know who Simon is. Oh, Mr. Simon, obviously Mr. Simon Blair. I do apologise, Mutt's Nuts. I keep forgetting he's not called Mutt's Nuts. I'm so used to calling him the Mutt's Nuts now. I mean, I first heard his name, I thought his name was Them Nuts, and then it went from Them Nuts to the Mutt's Nuts, and he was always called the Mutt's Nuts. I just read it wrong. But he's currently sat P2 in this session, 3.5 seconds off of the lead. He's coming out onto this long back straight towards the oh god, I didn't prepare for this, guys. I can't remember what it's called. The corner at the bottom, the dipper. Is it called the dipper? No, the chase. It's called the chase. How do I keep forgetting? As he comes through the chase and up towards the final chicane now, Mr. Simon Blair, as I'm sure going to be wanting to impress these guys here on the Motive Racing channel tonight. We've seen him doing bits in the Tier 2s for the Clio Cup so far this season. Here he comes into the last turn. Looks like he nails it, just getting a perfect exit there. A little bit of grass on the exit, but not too much as he comes over the line now. And Simon stays P3 for the time being. Looks like Nathan Rutt has moved up into P2. So Nathan's really getting the hammer down now. Good to see. We've got Rags sat in 4th in his home race, as we say. So we're expecting some fantastic performance from Rags tonight. Looks like Chris Pissock's put himself in the mix as well, up into 3rd, 2.6 seconds off of the pole time. Simon Blair looks like he's bailed out of this session. He doesn't think he can go any faster for the time being. Like Andy Lazagne's gone even faster. Incredible lap time there from Andy Lazagne. He's well and truly set down a marker there. He's gone 3.3 seconds faster than anybody else on the track. Rags is out there on a lap time. Apex Rider's out there. Grandad Steve is doing a lap at the moment. Falguest Pitts. Timonovsky's out there. Ollie's out there. We've got Hyper Drifter on the track still. Smithy down in P12. 9 seconds off the pace. Surely there's more in his locker than that. Here he comes down the chase and into the final chicane. Looks like he gets his stop. Very, very nice exit there. So he's nailed that final sector here. And can he get the last turn absolutely spot on here and try and put himself in the mix here? Surely this is going to be something good here for Smithy as he comes out at the last turn. He's going to have a benefit of a little bit of slipstream here as he comes over the line. What's it going to be for Smithy? Is faster. He comes over the line and it's an invalid lap time. Incredible as we see somebody getting very late there on the return to pit box menu button and massively compromising Smithy as he had to dive out of the way to try and avoid a huge amount of contact there. Motu goes second with a 2:01. Smithy having to negotiate the traffic here on his lap, and that is not ideal at all for him as he's struggling to get by these guys in front of him. We've got Cody Blair saying, "My dad, Simon Blair." So we got Simon Blair's son here in the chat, getting behind his father for this race tonight. Currently sat P5, Simon, 4.1 seconds off the pace, but I'm sure there's more in his locker than that. We're expecting big things from him in the race as we see Smithy absolutely tearing the car here up the hill towards this tricky downhill chicane. It's very, very easy to lock up or to get sideways and run straight on over the tarmac and invalidate your lap time, but Smithy looks like he gets it absolutely spot on, skimming the wall on the right hand side. Perfectly timed turning in there and on the brakes absolutely perfectly. Smithy is on a good lap time here. Let's have a look at the split times and see what sort of lap time he is on. We're not quite sure at the moment. It doesn't seem to have popped up on our screen. So Smithy out onto the back straight. He's just got this long chase to go end of chicane, and it should be the end of the lap for him. Up and down on his personal best. His personal best is only a 2:08. So goodness knows what Smithy has been up to in this session here. But as he comes up towards the chicane now, he's got to get this right. Otherwise, this is not going to be a very good qualifying position for him. A bit of a lock up there on the entry, but a little bit of he snatches the car on the exit and it just about regathers it. Here comes Smithy now, the host of this lobby, the man who put this all together tonight here for the V8 Supercars at Bathurst. Into the last turn, very nice entry, perfect exit. What is it going to be now, Smithy? He was half a second on the personal in the middle sec, and he manages to go 7th right at the end there. So good lap there, pulls something out of the bag. Smithy 7th place, Rags now over the line. What's he going to do? 6th place on the grid at the moment, provisionally. He comes over and he stays 6th. Apex Rider comes over now. What can he do? Apex Rider moves up to 6th place. This place is Rags. Hyper Drifter comes over. Can't improve. It looks like Carcado comes over in 5th place. So very nice lap there from Carcado. He's 3.8 seconds off the pace. So it's Andy Lizaniel who's going to line up at the front here. What a resounding lap time that was from him. 3 seconds ahead of Motor and Morgan. Nathan Rutter, Chris Pissick and Carcado very close behind. Guys, we're going to take a minute's break and we'll be back in a moment for the race. Stay tuned.
That ain't what she wanna hear. Now I got her in my room, legs up to around my bed. Got the fastest car in Zoom. I'm the highest in the room. I'm the highest in the about the loop. Blah blah made a case for real. This not the money, this the boom. Ain't no coming back from here. Live the life I love for there. There's so much gang that I can see. Turn it up till they can hear. Running around for the thrill. That ain't what she wanna hear. Now I got her in my room, legs up to around my bed. Got the fastest car in Zoom. I'm the highest in the room.
Here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go lights out here at Bathurst for the V8 Supercars, the special event here for Motive Racing. We've got Andy Lizaniel lining up on the front row on pole position with Motor and Morgan alongside him. The grid here at Mount Panorama is very, very boxed in. There's not much gap at all between these boys as they will get away from the grid. So anyone with a poor start will be probably trigger a chain reaction with the rest of the pack. So these guys are going to be very, very careful about what's going on in front of them, but we are moments away here. Looks like Morgan is going to be wanting to get the perfect start. It might be his only chance of winning this race with Andy Lizaniel's pace in qualifying. We've got Nathan Rutter and Chris Pissick behind them, Carcado and Simon Blair on the 3rd row, Apex Rider and Rags, Smithy and Ollie completing the top 10, Timanowski and Grandad Steve. Foulguest complaining in the comments that it is very, very difficult on a controller around Bathurst. We've got Here we go. We're about to go racing here. Lights almost up, lights out upon us here. And we're underway, and it looks like a very nice start there from Morgan in the initial phase, and somebody's gone into the wall in the background. It looks like it might have been Nathan getting a horrible start off of P3, and as we see Motor and Morgan go a little bit wide out of turn 1. Andy Nathaniel has the lead. It looks like Chris is up in second place. We've got somebody going off into the wall. Who is that? Somebody's gone spearing off to the inside there. That looks like it might be, is that Hyper Drifter? It's Apex Rider. Apex Rider there we saw going flying off into the right hand side, but it's Andy Nathaniel leading the pack. Chris Pistock trying to defend from Ollie Marr coming into turn 2. Looks like we got Motor and Morgan starting again behind these guys. Simon Blair Smithy. We got Prof Craig's up into 7th place. What a start from him. Carcado falling back. He's in 8th place. Looks like somebody's gone round. Who's that? Somebody's Smithy. Yes, it is. It's Smithy. Smithy already in the wars here coming through turn 2. He's had to let the whole pack go past near enough. And he's down to P14 here. Absolutely gutting start there for Smithy as we see. Looks like Prof is now trying to defend from Carcado coming up the hill. And Falguest is right behind these guys as well. Timonovsky in 9th. We've got Nathan Rutter dropping from P3 down to P10 at the start of this race. Hyper Drifter in 11th place. Rags unfortunately down to 12th place already. Apex Rider, Smithy and Gladysty all getting caught up in that melee at the start there. But it is Andy Nathaniel leading the race at the moment. He's got a at the front over Chris Pistock at the moment. Chris Pistock is trying to defend from Motor and Morgan as they come up, or they're going downhill now. They've reached the highest point on the circuit and they're now heading down this back straight, which heads down towards the chase and into the last chicane. And at the moment, it's Andy Nathaniel already putting some breathing space between himself and the rest of the guys at the front, as we see Morgan trying to keep up with Chris Pistock here in the battle for 2nd and 3rd. Simon Blair running in 4th. Ollie's dropped down to 5th after being up to 3rd in the first couple of corners. He's now got Carcado in his slipstream. Can Carcado put it to Ollie here as they're coming up through the chase, and it looks like he's a little bit too far back to go for a move at the moment. Falguest trying to fend off Prof Craigs, and Prof Craigs going for a dive up the inside. Can he make it stick? It looks like he almost did, but Falguest in the end with a better exit and timed his braking point to perfection. Prof Craigs coming a little bit unstuck there, and he's now got Timonovsky right behind him. In the foreground there we see Ollie going up the inside of Carcado. Carcado looks like he had the position, but Ollie fighting back there, and we see somebody who's stationary on the grid, and that is a disaster there. Who is that? Somebody's disconnected there. Somebody's disconnected there. That looks like it is. Who is that that's disconnected there? Somebody is stationary on the pit straight. This is quite bizarre. Quite bizarre. What has happened here? They're not showing up on the timing board, but there is somebody sat in the middle of the grid, and that is causing everyone to lag out as they go past them. But in the meantime, we're watching Andy Nathaniel, the race leader. He's got a 4-second gap. Chris Pistock is trying to defend here from Motor and Morgan, but he can't. He's struggling to keep him behind him at the moment. Motor and Morgan is all over him. Can't find a way past him. This tricky, narrow section of track. You've got Simon Blair running in 4th at the moment, but we're going to stick with this battle here and see what Motor and Morgan is seeing. Here we go, running on board with him at the moment, and for the time being, Chris is doing everything he can to try and keep Morgan at bay, but Morgan is now piling the pressure on here as we come into this tricky downhill chicane. You can see there Chris kicking up a little bit of dirt on the inside of the track, but keeping it very cool for the time being, and Chris
Thank